Right, screw it. I've got something working, and it'll do. And I'm just going to have to go and delete all these videos afterwards. I can't figure out if anybody watching this in the future or now figures out how I get rid of how stop YouTube from recording my video and keeping it up. But I want to be able to stream without having to go and delete the video afterwards. So I'm going to be posting tutorials, I guess, at some point, and those ones I will want to keep. But for general stuff, I just want to be able to do normal software development, but not necessarily keep it all for posterity's sake. So the thing that I'm going to be trying to do is create my first Twitch extension. So I'm obviously streaming this to multiple platforms, but Twitch was the one that I targeted originally. And one of the things that I like on Twitch is they've got a pretty good developer ecosystem, or at least better than I was expecting. So they've got this developer rig that you can download to set you up with a good kind of test environment for any extension that you're building. Now, the extension I want to build to begin with is pretty simple. On my page, if I find my page, this is going to look weird because I'm going to be able to see myself. I'm going to have to probably mute myself. I should probably do this with two hands too. So on my page, I've got an extension at the bottom. Oh, hold on. It's opened on the wrong screen. Let's just move this down here. So I've got a list of my recent tweets, but I'm also a prolific blogger, and I'd like to add my recent blog posts to this as well. So hello, Bjorn. So this is weird. I can see you in the Restream chat, but I was hoping that was going to pop up on the Twitch chat, which oh no, it is. There we go. Hey, I can see you. So yeah, the idea is that I want to do something similar to this, but just have a list of my recent Medium articles. So it's pretty simple. It's not going to do anything fancy in the stream itself. And so I had a quick play with the okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I figured I didn't even realize I was streaming to Restream originally. I'd set Restream up last week before I started actually trying to stream, and then forgot that I'd put all the Restream settings in. So it was streaming to Facebook and to YouTube and everywhere else. And I thought I was just streaming directly to Twitch, which was fine. But then it kept all the videos. So I was on, I was off, I was on, I was off. So yeah. I'm going to fix that later, but for now this is convenient. So yeah, the Twitch extension, sort of the developer rig, is pretty decent. You can create a new project based on either their Hello World sample. I can't do it from here, but if I create a new extension, I'll just call it anything, literally anything. And if I just create, like, say, a new panel project and hit next, hopefully, or not. So I had this problem yesterday where I couldn't create something if the name matched something that already existed. So this is, I'm now switching between, what I said originally, which is that this looks like a pretty decent kind of testing environment, but it does seem to have some rough edges that it would be nice if we kind of smooth those off at some point in the future. But I mean, I am pretty impressed. What I was able to do is create a new blank project. So they've got 3 presets. You've got the Hello World preset, which is the one they advise you to use in the tutorial. They've got a React preset, which kind of comes with their kind of recommended, it's their recommended boilerplate for starting off, and that includes some authentication and so on. And then they've also got just a blank starting point. And I opted to go for the blank starting point because I kind of felt that React would probably be a little bit overkill for what I'm going to be building. I don't expect to have to do any kind of authentication. I'm going to be hitting an RSS feed. parsing that as JSON, and then spitting it out on screen. So yeah, any kind of framework felt like a little bit overkill. But that said, I will need a front and back end because, as I discovered when I was playing about with it, because of course, I can't just hit the RSS feed and get the content on the front end. I've got to do it via a back end for security reasons. So we're going to start by just verifying that I can create an extension. So by convention, so I'm going to create a UI and an API here. So I'm going to start off with just my UI as panel.html. So by convention, it will look for, you have to provide two views from what I understand. You've got to provide a panel view and you've got to provide a configuration view. Now the configuration view is what a channel owner will get when they first activate your extension. If you have any configuration options, like for instance, I imagine eventually what we'll get. Did I research this topic? I did research the topic a little bit. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going in completely blind because then I'll just look like an idiot or more like an idiot. So yeah, the configuration view, that's for ideally this is going to have like a text box to say what's the name of the Medium author that you want to show the recent posts for, and then the panel itself will display those posts. But to begin with, the configuration is going to be just nothing because I'll just hard code it to me, and then we'll kind of go with the agile approach of just doing just enough to improve it. So let's start with just some plain HTML. And I'm just going to say hi. Okay, pretty simple. And then if I go to the developer rig, I'll show you kind of how I've set this up. So after you've created a project, you go open up the project and it'll create a tab here. It gives you a nice shortcut to open it in Visual Studio Code. That's nice if you happen to use Visual Studio Code, which I do. And you can set where the project folder is, and then for the front-end files, I obviously, when I was messing about with this, I put them in source. So what I'm going to do is in the UI folder, I'm going to create a source folder, and I'll put all my actual source files in there. So let's pop that in there. Yeah, move that. And you can select the location. Now if I've obviously had it running at some point. Now that must have been running all night. I researched this last night. Is this on Twitch TV somewhere? Yeah, it's I didn't get to it directly through Twitch TV. I googled how to write a Twitch extension. This was before I decided that I was going to Twitch stream me writing a Twitch extension. And the Twitch documentation's got a pretty decent kind of walkthrough for this. So I did the quick Hello World tutorial. I then had a look at the React boilerplate and just decided I'd kind of go with a blank slate. So yeah, you can select where the front-end files are hosted. So this is the location of where your the project dashboard. Yes, this is, you download so it's called the developer rig, Twitch developer rig. And let me see if I can find it for you because it'd be useful for reference. So Twitch developer rig. I'm pretty sure they've just got like there you go, extensions developer rig. That's the one. So it is pretty nice. I think this to me kind of goes a long way to explaining why Twitch is as successful as it is. Not only was it first to market with this kind of service, but they've obviously done put a lot of effort into a good developer ecosystem. So I was pretty impressed with it. Like I say, there are some rough edges, but I think that's more down to when you're using the developer rig. Certainly when I was trying to create a new project there, it wouldn't let me create a project, but it wouldn't explain why. I noticed last night if I'd created a project called Medium Articles and then I deleted that project and tried to create it again, it wouldn't let me. So yeah, there's some issues there. You can also, I believe, go to your extensions dashboard. So in the top right here, you're logged in as your Twitch user. and if you hit the extensions dashboard, you can see the list of extensions you've got, and then you can manage individual things about them. So if I go to here, I can clone that. So it's I think that's literally a git clone. It's I haven't tried committing any of the code yet, so actually I'll have to play with that. Let's click on it now and see a version number. I'm cloning version number 0.1. Information can be managed from the version section of your extension. Let's try 0.0.1. See what happens. Okay. Oh, okay. So what it needs me to? Oh, okay. So it's not a git clone. It's clone. What's my expected running time? Hell, I don't know. Till I get tired or till my wife gets home. This is what I do when my wife's out of the house. So yeah, I mean, in terms of actually how long I think it'll take to build this, probably not that long, or probably not that long to kind of prove out a concept, and then maybe I'll polish it off a little bit on a future stream. So I kind of got sidetracked there talking about the developer rig, but let's actually see if we can get that. I'll show the real capability of it. So once I've told it where my front end files are, and it does distinguish between front end and back end files. If I just hit run front end, if I've got a particular command I've got to use to run the front end, so that's where if you've got something like React or Angular as you wrap around your front end, you can enter that here. So that would be something like npm run start. But because I'm just writing a plain HTML file at the moment in UI source, I've got panel.html. If I click run front end, it will now hopefully. So in another screen, it's going to give me a log of everything that's going on. If I go back over here, so I can go to this extension views tab. Now I created a couple of views, but I'm going to delete them just to kind of show the process of creating them. Now this is kind of what really impressed me. I'm not going the React way tonight. I'm going the bare bones way tonight. So I might even pull in a little bit of jQuery if I'm feeling particularly adventurous. But I'm going to try and write just raw TypeScript. We're going with. So if I create jam stacking it, so I heard about jam stacking at Angular Connect. I can't remember what it was now. You're gonna have to remind me. You can educate my viewers or viewer, which is yourself. You can educate yourself on what Jamstack is. I remember it was Tracy Lee that was talking about it, right? So if I create a new view, JavaScript API markup. Oh, okay. Is that the talk I'm thinking of? I thought jam stacking was to do with maybe I'm thinking of something else. I thought it was about helping junior developers to know. Maybe it was a different thing. Well, I'm gonna have to go and check what that talk was, because it was an interesting talk, and it was about coaching. I think it was largely about kind of a culture of coaching, and I thought that was jam stacking. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But yeah, this is definitely Jamstack according to your definition. So I'm going to create a new view, and what this is basically where I'm going to test my extension, because what those panel extensions at the very least, and this may apply also to the kind of stream overlay extensions. What the panel extensions do is render your markup inside of an iframe, and so it's slightly more complex than that. It renders a few different bits, but the iframe is the key bit, and so this view is just going to mimic where it's going to run in the Twitch page. So I'm just going to call this main, and it's going to be my panel view as opposed to my configuration view. Leave everything else at default and hit save. Now at the moment it's not displaying anything. I expect it to display hi. And this is where I first fell over last night when I was trying this out. And the reason being is that you have to include a particular script from the Twitch website. So if I find, where's my browser gone, over here. So it'll be on the Twitch developers, not on here. extensions developer rig. So somewhere in here, I think it's in the getting started, they tell you, they call it out really obviously as well, and I was completely ignoring it. But they tell you that you've got to add this particular bit of script in somewhere. The script tag, where are you? Download developer rig. Let's go to another way to create extensions. It's brilliant. I should have referenced this when I looked at it last night. Before I got on tonight, I just deleted the work I did last night because I didn't want it to influence how I was going to do it tonight. So let's have a look. Required technical background. I think that's where it came from. Development and testing. Oh, so here it kind of goes into the required parts. You need, at minimum, you need the front end for the configuration and the front end for the viewer's experience. You can then also have a back end as well. And a front end for the broadcaster's live experience, but I'm not doing that. Where is that script? I'm going to just try and search for script tag, and it's not in there. It's going to be thrilling then watching me. I did actually say there'd be about 10 minutes of reading the documentation before I gave up. So Bjorn, if you want to start a timer now, we'll see if I actually make it to 10 minutes. So somewhere in here, JavaScript CSS. What I'm going to do, it is in here somewhere, but I'm bad enough at reading documentation at the best of times. What I am going to do is reference what moved me to Twitch. So I used to run a Twitch stream back in the day, running a Savage Worlds game, which is kind of like D&D, but less popular. So yeah, I figured it'd be quite fun I do this kind of thing at work a lot where I'm doing training. So I thought it might be fun to do it outside of work. Now in one of these, this is the boilerplate that I had before. This isn't. It's going to be in one of these somewhere. Let's have a look at template.html. That's probably the one. This is exactly where I got it from. So let's, I don't want to do that. Let's open that. Can I drop it in here? Yes, I can. So this is the script tag I want. This is in the documentation somewhere. Thank you very much. It was something I knocked together. The logo, in case you're interested at all, the logo I got from a site called Brand Crowd. And I normally avoid sites like that, like the plague, because I kind of want something that's unique to me. But having been a front-end developer for well over a decade, I still am incapable of creating good design. I'm just good at recognizing good design. So I found this site called Brand Crowd. They do a fairly cheap subscription, and you can create as many logos as you want and customize them. So I went with this one because I wanted something where I had at least 3 colors in it: red, green, and refactor. Refactor, I've chosen yellow. And then the fact that I was able to make what looked like a J in the middle of it just kind of sold it to me. So, and then the rest of it's, yeah, it's amazing what a close-up photo of a MacBook keyboard can do. Yeah, this script tag is the bit that I was missing. So it is in the documentation somewhere. I kind of feel like it could have been a bit more obvious, like that there almost needs to be on the getting started page, like a big box that says, hey, don't forget to add this script tag. But I think what they want you to do is to use the boilerplate, which already comes with that script tag. So if you're starting from the bare bones, then you need this. So the bare bones, the full screen in the middle of Twitch, Yes, well, so in the middle, I don't know what you mean by in the middle of Twitch. This is my full screen, so I've got two screens here. I've got my my laptop, which is the one I'm developing on, and then I've got a widescreen monitor above it, which I keep glancing at so that I can see the chat. But yeah, the bit that you're seeing kind of from top left to bottom right here is just kind of the display view in OBS. At least it seems that I'm assuming. Oh, sorry, moving between screens. That's OS X. If I move, yeah. So so do I take it that that's on my MacBook. So I take it you must be a Linux or Windows user. I'm guessing Windows. And I'm not. So immediately I've just heard that back in my head. And it makes me sound like a Mac snob. I am not. Oh, well, if you're a Mac user, how do you not know that? Everything's full screen, and you swipe between screens. Oh, there you go. There. I'm not a Mac snob. I've only recently switched to Mac. I bought myself a MacBook when the blogging started to do well, so that I could write more blogs. Oh right, I see. Oh yeah, I guess I prefer, so because I've got two screens, I prefer doing this than sharing just one window. If I share just the one window, then when I do want to switch to things like the developer rig, then I've got to use the Stream Deck to switch to a different scene or something like that. I just find this is a lot easier. No, OBS is on the same machine, but it's on a different screen, so that I can, yeah. So yeah, well, it's not, so it's like, yeah, it's full screen mode, right? So yeah, I think it works quite nicely. I'm glad that you like it though. So I'm going to copy that script tag into my panel.html, and hopefully this will just work. So this script tag is yeah, please do. So you stream? I know you stream games. Do you stream coding as well? Because it'd be cool to. No. It's good to be chatting to someone. I mean, really, you're deciding what we chat about, right? Because otherwise, I'm just sat on my own. I think you're the only person in chat, right? Let's have a look, see if we've got anybody else in chat. How do I find that? Yeah, there's just one. I think that means there's one person in here. Connected. I don't know. I can't figure out how many people are in chat here. I'm looking at a different screen. So, oh, there we go. Stream manager. Yeah, I mean the stream manager tells me that I'm the only person in chat, which is just plain wrong, because obviously you're in chat too. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the amounts. God no. I'm just nobody else cares that I'm getting distracted from what I was doing, right? Like development, do game streaming and dev streaming. Okay, I didn't know you did dev streaming. I'd be interested to watch that. Gotcha. Streaming to your Windows machine. Okay. Right. Okay. I am gonna stop getting distracted by you now, Bjorn. I'll try. So yeah, this script tag, it's basically the Twitch JavaScript API for getting things like the authentication and various other things. At the moment, I actually don't need anything from there other than the fact that it has to exist in the page in order for me to. Whoa! What did I just do? I didn't mean to do that. What the hell? I just accidentally moved my logo right into the middle, and I don't know how the hell I did it. Let me see if I can just switch between scenes and fix it. Nope. I thought I had locked it. I was trying to save a file. Everything is locked. I would show you if I could. Let me find logo, unlock, and let's move that shit back up. Oh, I must the save. Oh god, the save must also be. Let's move it there. I've got a feeling the save shortcut is some sort of full screen shortcut, even if it's locked, which is weird. I'm gonna have to watch out for that. I might just try it again. Command S. No. Hell no. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, so I don't actually need this other than for it to exist somewhere in the page. If it doesn't exist, then my extension won't work. So here you can see there's nothing. Now that I've added that script tag in, if I refresh it, hopefully, well, dang, it didn't work. Right, let's figure out why. So if I've got panel.html, which is in source, and just make sure. Oh no, it does work. There we go. Maybe it just took a second to pick it up. So now we've got a working extension. It doesn't actually do anything yet, but it proves out that I can now get. Can you hit me with a quick tip? You can hit me with a quick tip. It's probably going to be something to do with make sure you get all this shit right before you start streaming live, right? So I'm going to. What's the next thing I need to do? So I need a config as well. I'm not going to do anything with the config yet, but I'm just going to demonstrate that. So if I grab another, playing some low noise volume music in the background really helps. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about music, so I wasn't sure whether or not Twitch would just ban the stream if and then listeners they do other shit. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they just banned the stream if they had copyrighted music playing in the background. I could sure put some music on, but yeah, it's whether or not I have the same musical taste as everybody else on the stream. I say everybody else on the stream. They are now. What, Twitch are banning people for playing copyrighted music? Or banning the video? Yeah, musical taste doesn't matter. It's true. So if I copy this and paste, and we're going to rename this to, I think it's just got to be config. I want to say config.html, and I'm just going to write config in there. Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, but then people aren't going to be able to background watch this anyway, I guess, because they're not going to be able to follow what's going along if they're not watching the stream. I mean, I don't mind. If people want to watch it, they can watch it. So if I go back to the developer rig and create a new view, and we're going to call this config. Save that, and I think if I refresh that, there we go. So by convention, it looks for config.html and panel.html. At least that's what I think is happening. So next thing I want to do, this is so that's kind of like if you're already familiar with writing a simple Node application, the rest of the stream is going to be nothing new. That first however many, like 20 minutes or so that we've done is pretty much what you need to know to now get started writing your own extension. I'm going to go a step further because why not? So let's write let's start with my my JavaScript. So what I'm going to do is just call this main.ts. I'm going to make this nice and simple. I want to do it in init, so let's go cd UI, list that. Good, I'm in the right folder. So npm init. I'm just going to go with all the defaults. I might go back and change them later, but I don't really want to slow all down. TypeScript, yeah. Yeah, you must have heard me banging on about my I'll never go back to JavaScript article. I wrote a deliberately clickbaity title for the article, so that all the JavaScript developers would be all like, "What do you mean you're not going back to JavaScript?" And then they'd go and read it and realize it was about how much I love TypeScript and be like, "Oh, okay, bro." So it kind of worked. So yeah, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. I'll probably go with a fairly simple Webpack config. So this is setting myself a personal challenge, because Webpack configs are one of those things that terrify me most of the time. So I'm going to install a few things as dev dependencies. We're going to go with Webpack TS loader to begin with. Oh god, no, yeah, I'm Parcel probably does work, but I'm less familiar with Parcel than I am with Webpack. I do know that Parcel is super simple, but I kind of want to get used to Webpack. I feel like I've avoided Webpack a lot because of how difficult the config is, and it's actually not that bad nowadays. At least not for something like this anyway. It's pretty easy. So what we'll do, I'm going to put all my scripts into a scripts folder. Whoops, inside of source. Let's see if we get this working. Scripts. Pop them in there. Yeah, sure. And let's do, I think I can do npx webpack. I think it's webpack -- init, if I remember rightly. Yes, I do want to install Webpack CLI. Thank you. Okay, that looks promising. No, it doesn't look promising. Cannot find module Webpack CLI. Maybe I need to install that. So npm install dev Webpack CLI. But think about it. What are you going to try and convince me to use yarn now? Insufficient number of arguments. This is where I have to start googling it. No, read again. What? It's not annoying. Oh, your keyboard is reverbing a bit on your mic. Yeah, I had to play with that. I already put the noise gate in on OBS to reduce the general background noise, because there's not that much background noise, but there's enough for, I guess, the heating and stuff. But I couldn't really get the keyboard to reduce much. It's probably because I've got big meaty hands that just I'm smashing the keyboard too hard. No, it's not. That's true. It wasn't the noise gate, it was the noise reduction or noise suppression. And you say that I'm always talking, and that's great now, but when I'm still talking without taking a breath in like 2 hours, and I won't let you go, you'll be less happy. So let's go to Safari and do a quick Google search. So I need more noise. I need a noise filter. Always talking. This is great. Yeah, I've got a talent for summoning words out of thin air, which is why I wanted to do a Twitch stream. So I did it. I used to work. I'm going to be doing a lot of asides, by the way, as well. This is why it's probably going to take me like 6 hours to write a simple plugin. I used to work at a company where their interview technique was pair program for half a day. So you'd come into the office, and I joined as someone who'd never touched Java before, and they were hiring me for a Java developer position. And they're pretty good. They don't care whether you had experience in Java. Specifically, I was a .NET developer, so they said, yes, transferable, but what we want you to do is come in, spend half a day with the team, and do some pair programming. And actually, one of the things that they're looking out for is what I'm about to do now, which is how readily do you Google information? It's not an exam. Am I using Spotify, Google Play Music? All the way. I can put some music on. What do you want to listen to? Wait a second. Hold on. Why don't I find something? Because, you know, I'm a bit of an Alter Bridge fan, and I kind of want to listen to some Alter Bridge. Are you listening to music that's not yours? Well, I don't know. Alter bridge. Let's get some music on. See all. And turn this down because it's going to be a bit loud. It's too loud. There we go. A little bit of music. Right. You're gonna have to. You're gonna be my soundtrack guy. So I'm gonna add this into the stream now. Audio output capture. Wait, but I don't wanna. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll create new audio output capture. Device. That's not what I want to capture at all, is it? It's oh, I see. Now I'm playing some music now, but you won't be able to hear it yet because I haven't added it. At least, don't think I've added it. A Streamlabs chatbot. What would a Streamlabs chatbot do for me? It can run music for me. That's a good idea. What's your thought on where I should stream? Do you think I should just stream to Twitch or stream to like Twitch and YouTube and Mixer and Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere else? Nice. Okay. Yeah, but you were on YouTube. On YouTube the other day, right? I don't know whether to call it YouTube gaming because it's not really just gaming. Yeah. Well, I don't know how to add this audio output capture. Let's talk about this off stream. Yeah. I've got to stop my music because if you guys, I say you guys, you guy, if you guy can't hear it, then I kind of feel like I should save it. Plus, it's going to distract me for no value. So, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was Googling how to webpack init. How to webpack init, how to do webpack init. So let's go to getting started. I'm going to take my watch off as well because it's right in the way of where I need to be. Webpack demo, webpack CLI. So this is what I do with all the documentation. All the documentation everywhere. That's not what I want. Creating a bundle. That didn't give me the answer right away, therefore. Webpack CLI. Init config. Unless, no, I didn't do this. I didn't do it from here. It was TS config I'm thinking of. So I'm just going to create a brand new webpack config. Man, this is like going back to the Stone Age, having to create files from scratch. Webpack.config.js. So when I said I'll never go back to JavaScript, what I actually meant was I'll never go back to JavaScript except when I have to write config files because it's just easier doing it like this. So let me see if I can remember how the hell this works. Main is going to be oh, it doesn't want to be in here. Let's put it in here. Move. So its main is going to be source. Oh, let's put that in single quotes because this isn't a JSON file. This is a JavaScript file. I can use single quotes, which is my biggest reason for wanting JavaScript files over JSON. Not source, scripts main.js because I'm going to no main.ts because this is what's going to do the compilation. So that's what I want there. I need rules if I remember rightly. Oh god. You know what? This is where I'm going to switch between. Let's just change that over here. Okay, so configuration for Webpack. Options is what I want. Aha, good. So we've got mode, production, entry. Let's change that to development because by default, so I think it'll run slightly faster in development, but give me a slightly less optimized bundle. But I want it to run fast for now. So mode development. My main input. Oh, it's entry, not main. It's a good job I checked. Okay, so entry point is there. Output, very valuable. It's going to be scripts main.js. Now, arguably I should have like a dist folder or something, but I'm just doing it kind of quick and nasty. File name is bundle.js. We'll just leave it. So module and then rules. Okay, so this is where it all gets interesting. Module, rules, and then this is an array. And pardon me. So the regex that I'm going to provide for this is just .ts. I need to escape the dot. So anything that matches this, I should. So I mean, I'm guessing Bjorn that you know kind of Webpack at least enough to be able to kind of mess about with Webpack config, right? In fact, you probably know Webpack better than I do, so you could probably write it backwards. But I'm gonna, for the sake of practice, for the sake of anyone else that might be watching the video today or in the future, I'm going to explain kind of roughly what I'm doing or what Webpack is doing. So Webpack is going to take my all of my input files, or anything that matches. It's going to start off with this main.ts, and it's going to resolve every dependency, everything that's imported into main.ts. And every time it imports a new file, it's going to run it through this series of rules and test to see which rule should be applied based on this regular expression. So anything that matches .ts, which is going to be the entirety of my application, because I'm probably only going to have one TypeScript file, maybe a few more, but it will then apply a series of loaders to it. So the loader in question, so I can do like an include or exclude as well, because I'm starting from a known entry point. That's only going to include things, it's only going to import things for now within scripts. I might, I guess maybe you'd want to exclude node modules in some cases, maybe not with Webpack. It wants to output a single file, so you'd probably have your whole bundle would include the things that you imported as well. But yeah, the rules that I'm going to run, I need to provide loaders. So this is where JavaScript starts to kind of confuse me, because you can have loader as a string, or it can be an array, I believe, as well. So we're going to go with loaders, I think, and we're going to do. Actually, you know what? Because we only have one, let's just do loader and do ts loader. Now, in theory, that's all I need. Now, I'm going to try. I don't know if I think I installed Webpack globally. Did I install Webpack globally? I did, but I haven't. So where am I at the moment? Hold on. I'm in the correct folder. No, I'm not in the correct folder. I put that in the source folder, didn't I? That wants to be one level up. Move that there, which means I need to update these paths as well. In case you're not already familiar with this shortcut, I'm about to change your life. In fact, this is so life-changing that I wrote a blog article called, I'm pretty sure it was this Visual Studio Code shortcut will change your life. And it's Control-D or Command-D if you're on Mac. So you highlight a bit of text, press Command-D, and it highlights the next occurrence of that bit of text, and now you've got two cursors that you can play about with. It's really useful for situations like this where I want to change both of them, but I don't want to type it out twice. So you'll see me doing that a lot. Every time it crops up and I can use Control-D, I will, and it will make me a lot faster at whatever I'm trying to do. So let's try running that again. So run webpack. Invalid configuration object. Okay, that's fine. Configuration.output should be an object. Okay. If it should be an object, what's the parameter it should pass? Let's have a look at what they've got in their example here. Output. Oh, it's up here. Oh, it is an output. Output file name. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Save that. And okay, that's more promising. I've got a different error message. Build failed, cannot find module TypeScript. That's right, because I didn't install TypeScript. I've installed the TS loader, but I have not installed TypeScript. So let's do that now. And once that's installed, let's try running Webpack again. Getting closer to the files list in config, because I haven't initialized TypeScript. So this is, we are definitely getting closer. So this is where I have to run tsc --init, and it creates me a nice tsconfig file. I'm probably going to want to, oh wow, there's a lot of comments in there. I'm probably going to want to modify some of this, but let's, so I've got nothing in here at the moment. I'm going to add something to that. What am I going to do? Let's have something visible in this, in here. Let's add a div with an ID of output. Whoops. And I'm going to move that into here. I'm going to put loading ... And then what I'm going to do is in my main.ts, I'm going to say document.getElementById output.innerHTML equals hi. Nice and easy in theory. What's that not like? Oh, it may be, oh yeah, okay, sure. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm making the assumption that document.getElementById output always returns something so that I can assign something to the inner HTML. So where are we? So if I now try running that again. Oh, I don't want to reinitialize. What am I doing? Run Webpack. Okay, cool. That looks like something happened. If I now, do I need to refresh that? Source scripts main.js. Is it actually given me anything? It doesn't look like it's given me anything. Source scripts main.js. I mean, whoops. It looked like it succeeded. It's just not showing up in here. Let's just go a level further up, refresh there. Open and Finder. Let's have a look. Scripts main.ts. No, that hasn't actually worked. So that's probably to do with my Webpack config. Because oh, it's in dist. That's why. Okay, so I said earlier that I should probably have a dist folder, and Webpack heard me. I don't want a folder for that. I just wanted to put it right next to. I guess probably what I would want to do is treat the source folder as the source scripts folder as my main. In fact, I'll go one better. I'm going to put the output as not main.js. I'm going to call that bundle.js. And I've also realized I just missed something out. I haven't even included that bundle.js yet. So we're going to put source bundle.js so that it's adjacent to the HTML that's going to be consuming it. And then scripts is going to be essentially my JavaScript source. With that in mind, that I could definitely do this better. Now that I think about it, source implies that it's my TypeScript files, and then the dist would be the output, the JavaScript files. So I'll figure that out later, though. For now, I just kind of want to get something moving, and then I'll refactor in the agile way. So let's have a look at the Webpack config. So we got mode, entry, output. Output's what I want. Library target, public path, bundle.js. So it's kind of like, so file name's what I want. Oh, path. Okay. Right. Okay. So sure, I missed that out. So I just want to grab that path value there and pop it into my output. So by default, it's assuming my output is a dist folder inside of the the folder where I executed the command, so it would be UI/dist, which I don't want, so I'm just going to get rid of that. But I do want something in there, don't I? Because I don't want to put it just in the UI folder. So we'll put it inside of source, and actually that's fine. I already feel like I really shouldn't be doing it this way. This is a terrible way to do it, but let's just see if this works, and then maybe I'll come back and refactor that. So if I run that again, in fact I should be running this in watch mode, but let's get the config right and then I'll stick it in watch mode. Throw error, path is not defined. Oh, because I have not imported path. That is correct. Now TypeScript would have told me right away. I love you, TypeScript. Okay, const path equals require path. Now I can foresee a problem here, maybe with my TS config. Nope, never mind. So that works. So I've got, oh god, no, source bundled. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. So let's do that. Let's get rid of let's delete that. So I'd repeated source twice because it was in my path and in my file name. So let's go and run Webpack again. This time I get a bundle.js right there next to, oh my god, that's quite big for for what I just wrote. So I guess that's just that's all the Webpack bootstrapping, but the bit of code that I put in there is nestled within here somewhere. Hopefully we'll find out when I actually try and run it. Oh, there we go. Eva. Oh my god, I mean, it's not often that I actually look at the output of Webpack and TS Loader, etc. But that's pretty ugly. But hell, if it works, then fine. I'm sure there's ways I can optimize that as well, because I am running development there. Let's see what the difference is if I add production, save that, and run Webpack again. Okay, what do we? Whoops, wrong one. What do we got? Okay, well, that's a lot shorter. It's a lot less readable. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like maybe this is a very bad use case for Webpack at the moment, because I'm taking like one line of TypeScript and turning it into one long line of JavaScript, and that's actually not really just Webpack's fault. I think there's some TS Loader in there as well. So yeah, there's definitely something to be to learn from this. We'll see how it performs in terms of bundle size once we've gotten to a bit more complexity. So I need to pull that script tag into here. Now, actually, I should be putting it at the end of the body because I haven't done any kind of document.ready or anything. So script source bundle.js, save that. Now, if I go back to the developer rig, refresh that, what I should see is loading, and then nothing. So this is where this is hopefully going to come in handy. And it's not. This is just showing all the kind of network activity, really. So what we can do though, and Bjorn, I don't know if you're still on the stream, because I forgot to mention this one before. But if you click View in Browser, you can now go and debug this in your favorite browser. So my favorite browser for debugging is not Safari, it's just my default browser because it's more battery efficient. So what I'm going to do is open up Chrome and whack that same URL in here. Let's open that up there. So we get loading. I'm going to open up my console, and here we go. Cannot set property in HTML of null because it couldn't find the output. Okay, that's interesting. So let's go and just debug that. What I'm also going to do is change that back to development. Pardon me. And I'm going to run Webpack in watch mode. So now I'll just I won't have to keep rerunning Webpack every time. I'll just have to keep changing my, let's put that there. Just have to go and keep refreshing my page. Hey Bjorn, you've gone quiet, presumably deliberately to not distract me. So main.ts document.getElementById output. Oh, it's because I missed out the T in outputs. So refresh that, and hopefully this time There we go. So it works. So I've got my Webpack config. I'm doing something very basic, and I'm outputting it to a panel that now will work as a Twitch panel. Now, the bit I haven't figured out yet is how I'll get this deployed, but I'm going to build the whole thing and kind of get it working before I try and actually deploy it and get it working for real. So the next thing I want to do is I want to now talk to some sort of API. So let's create an API folder, and I'm going to create a very, whoops, not there. I'm going to create a very simple Node API. I'm going to use Happy. Now, I played with Happy last night, and it was recommended to me by a colleague, and I'm going to do it in TypeScript again. In fact, I need to init that, so let's create a new terminal. Open up API and npm init. That. Okay, and then we need to install some dependencies. So I'm going to need TS node. I'm going to put Jasmine in there. I might get around to writing some tests for this, but for now it's a bit of a proof of concept, so maybe I won't write tests. I feel dirty just saying it, but yeah, that's where we're at. So we've got TS node, we've got Jasmine. I'm going to install Happy. What else am I going to need? Let's install those for now, and I can always install more. Okay, so with that in mind, what's the first thing I want main.ts to do? Let's get it to set up a new Happy server. So let's see if I can remember how this works. Import, tell you what, let's go, yeah, no, let's do that, actually. Whoops, import Happy from Happy, I want to say. No, that's not going to work, is it? What have we got? Happy is declared but never read. Oh, that's okay. But it doesn't export Happy. Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you what. Let's try const server equals happy dot server. I want to say. You know what would help? So this is one of the reasons I don't read documentation anymore, because if I just add types. Now, oh, you know what I have done? I've installed the wrong thing. That's one thing that confused me last night. If I just npm uninstall Happy, it's actually namespace now. So I don't know if that's an older version of the library, but if I install @happy/happy. The reason I remember that is because getting the type for that was challenging. The type that I need for it is @types/happy__happy. Happy, joy. Apparently that's why they called it Happy as well. It's a Ren and Stimpy joke. Which, Ren and Stimpy is one of those shows that, as an adult, going back and watching that, it surprises me that we're not all messed up as a result, because that stuff is scary. Happy? No. Happy? No. Okay, server. Oh, server. Okay, that's maybe what I wanted. So, equals server, like that. Server dot new. Happy is a Twitch thing. No, Happy is a Node.js. It's an alternative to Express. If you've ever used Express, I'd heard good things about it, so I kind of wanted to try it out, and I figured this was a small enough project that I could maybe make some judgment about it. I'm going to pull up the documentation for Happy because I can't remember how the hell to use it. So Happy.js. The simple framework that developers trust. The simple secure framework that developers trust. Okay. Creating server. Require happy, yeah, init happy.server. That, oh yeah, okay, I need to specify my port and address, that's fine. And then server.start. Okay, let's do that. So it kind of makes sense to put this into an init function. So let's do const init equals blah, and then call init. const server equals happy dot no, not happy dot server, just server. What was it? Server happy dot server. It was like that. I need to provide some config. Maybe. What's it whinging about there? Value of type of server is not cool. Oh, whoops. Is it supposed to be lowercase server? Doesn't export server. Did I mean server? I didn't mean server. What I meant was, how can I do that as happy? And then do happy.server. I feel like I'm going around in circles here. New server. Yeah, but oh, what? Like that. No, but not HTTP though. It's at happy. Yeah, bang on. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not very good at translating JavaScript to TypeScript most of the time, especially not when I'm being watched. So, port. I'm going to choose the best port. And then I believe we've got to do, so let's make this an async function because it'll give us a promise. It's not JavaScript. Well, that's JavaScript, right? Well, that's what I mean. This is JavaScript. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, TS is helping me. TS is trying to help me, but I'm not listening. So await server.start and so I actually want to set up some routes, I think, before that. Let me just find the, if we go back to adding routes, server.route, and then, okay, sure. And then, you know what, it'd be easy if I just kind of copy out some of this. I'm not going to copy the lot, but I kind of like copying out the log messages because I'm too lazy to write my own in a reasonable format. Server.route. So I need to give it a new server route, which looks like this. So you add a method, a path, and then a handler for it. So let's do that now. Method is going to be get. Path, we'll call this get posts because this is going to be this is going to get the posts from my Medium blog, and then handler is going to be a function that will return something. At the moment, so it does expect some things to be passed in, request and H. I don't know what H is. I haven't actually read enough of the documentation yet to figure that out. But I'm gonna add them in anyway, and just because I'm not expecting to use them yet, I will just do that. So let's return. Just an empty array for now. Oh yeah, let's return an empty array. So save that. Right, so now I want to start this up. I want to, let's add a script into my package.json. Start is going to be TS node. So I love TypeScript even more since I discovered TS node, because it means I don't have to bother with compiling it to a dist folder and then running it from there. I can just run it through TS node, which means I can now run my tests through TS node as well using Jasmine or whatever. So it's really nice. So TS node main.ts. In fact, I don't even need the /, just main.ts. Let's see what happens with that. npm run start. I realize I could do npm start, but it's just force of habit. Can I find module TypeScript? This is the second time this has happened to me tonight. I'm just failing miserably. Npm install TypeScript. Oh, I'm nearly out of Dr. Pepper. Can a Streamlabs chatbot top my drink up for me, Bjorn? Because if it can, I'm sold. This isn't right. Invalid path. Okay. Let's take a look. Can a Streamlabs chatbot top my drink up for me? I'm looking at my microphone. The webcam's over here. Let's take a look. That's got to start with a slash, that's why. You know what? If a Streamlabs chatbot can do that, that's amazing. That explains why Streamlabs is so successful. Okay, let's try that again with a valid route. Fingers crossed. Hey, it's running. Cool. Okay, so on 1337, if I go to localhost 1337/get posts, I get an empty array. Good. So if I now go back to my developer rig and go to project details, I was just drinking Dr. Pepper, but it's just run out. I'm going to go and get some more from the fridge in a second. In fact, you know what? I'm going to get some more from the fridge now because it gives me a chance to use my Stream Deck to put you on Be Right Back. I'll be right back. And we're back. Wait, you can... Oh, well, you weren't supposed to still be able to hear me, but thank you for letting me know. I clearly need to fix that. So if you can still hear me when I go on to Be Right Back, then I obviously have to do something with my audio sources. But it's not added. Why can you still hear me? That's weird. Oh well, anyway. I'll fix that later. I'll figure it out later. Maybe I'll get you to help me out with that. It's been a while since I did all this. So, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I need to tell the Twitch developer rig where my backend is running. So, again, you can set where the location is for your API. So I've already preset it to the API folder, and you can give it the command to run the backend. So if I hit run backend now, ta-da! As simple as that. There's no real magic there. In fact, it was already running. I'm surprised that worked, because if it's running already, which it is over here, and it's trying to run it on port 1337, that shouldn't have worked. Well, I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to stop it and I'm going to run it again. In fact, if I look at my output in here, oh, there we go. Thank God for that. It didn't work. So now it is working. So you get separate separate outputs, obviously, for the front and back end, which is useful. So now that it's running via the developer rig, I'm just going to close this terminal. I'm probably going to need that in a minute, so I'm going to regret closing it, but I can create a new one. So I need to now get the front end to talk to the back end. Now, I'm not sure yet whether the Twitch extension kind of framework and everything allows you to, I'm guessing it doesn't allow you to run any kind of back end. So what I'm planning on doing with this is spinning up like a free Heroku app, maybe, and just running a simple node server on it that's going to go and get the posts for me and return them. Something like that should do, because they do allow you to write the back end in any language that you want. So my front end, if I go to my main.ts, let's actually get something useful there. In fact, I'm going to keep that. What I'm going to do is change this to, for now I'm going to change it to a pre-tag, so that I'll get a literal output, because I'm going to format the JSON and I'm going to put it in here just to prove that it's returning pre. It's amazing how hard it is to spell pre. I don't think Heroku requires Docker. You just push it to. So Heroku, last time I used it, which was a while ago, just provided another Git remote for your Git repo. So when you want to deploy something, you would just do git push Heroku like rather than origin, you'd be pushing it to the Heroku master. Yeah, so git push Heroku master would be the command, and that'll deploy it all for you. I don't know whether they've changed it. I know Docker is very in at the minute. It is sick. I don't know why people don't use Heroku as much anymore. I got into Heroku, and then suddenly people were telling me, yeah, nobody uses Heroku anymore. Everyone uses insert next fad here. So yeah, but I still kind of like Heroku because they give you 24/7 one app for free 24/7. Anything beyond that you want to pay. So if you want 2 apps that only run half the time, you can still do that for free. But if you want 2 apps that run more than 24/7 combined, if that makes sense, then you got to start paying. Well, I'm a cheapskate, so I'm happy to just have 1 app running at a time, and it'll probably be this one because I'm not really doing anything else that requires a server at the moment. So I've got my pre-output. I'm going to, what I want to do now is in my my main, that's confusing. I've got 2 main.ts scripts. I want to, in here, get the, I want to do a fetch on the back end. What am I doing? That's not how you do a fetch. I'm getting confused. I want to do a fetch like that. So the URL I want to hit is HTTPS. Is it HTTPS? HTTP localhost port 1337 / get articles. I think it was get posts, wasn't it? And then I'm going to when I get that data back, data, which I can't remember what the type is for that. Actually, I'm just going to leave it as inferred. Data.json. There we go. Let's make that asynchronous. In fact, async. And what's that whinging about? Requires the promise constructor. Oh, okay, I've got to include ES2015 in my TS config. So in lib, I think, ES2015. Okay, hopefully. In fact, I'm going to need node as well. Is it node or is it core or system? I thought it was. You know what? I'll worry about it when I need it, but that's for like imports and exports. I remember having a problem with that recently. So I grab the data and then I want to do an await on that. So let, I'm just going to call let.json equals await data.json. What's it whinging about here? Implicit any, yeah, the classic no implicit any. I need DOM too. Yes, I will need DOM, won't I? For doing well, but it seemed to work without that though. That's the weird thing. Oh, but wait, because it's complaining about it now, or yeah, okay. Try changing the lib compiler option to include DOM. It must have defaulted to having DOM and cannot find name fetch. Why is it not finding the name fetch? Probably because my TS config is set to ES5. We don't want ES5. ES2015 for the win. So DOM. Whoop. There we go. DOM. Thank you. This is like a less slick version of pair programming. I mean, it is pair programming, but the feedback loop is incredibly slow. So what I'm going to do now is json.stringify that JSON and pretty print it to like four spaces indent. Why is that still complaining? Let's just stop that and start again. Cool, sweet as a nut. If I go back to my editor, I actually like it being in my browser instead. So refresh. So I should see loading very briefly, and then I should see something. Nope, no, I didn't. Oh, because blocked by my cause policy. So I remember you can. I'm gonna try this. You can set mode to. I think it's mode to no cause. No, wrong place. Whoops, my bad. Cause, lovely. Yeah, everyone loves Cause, don't they? I don't know whether they're a thing in Holland, but have you ever heard of the Cause? Unexpected end of input, so that's because of the no cause thing. So that doesn't work, unfortunately, for this. If I go back to let's find out on happy, how do I disable cause? This is the problem. I've got two browsers open, and I should only really have one. I don't need this open anymore. Let's get rid of this. Let's just stick it over there out of the way. No. So it's not cause. No, there's an Irish 4-piece band that were big in the 90s called The Cause, and spelled the same way, although not in caps. And it was 3 triplets, like identical triplets, pretty much. I don't know whether they were actually identical, but they looked very, very similar. And one guy who played guitar. But I think they were called The Cause because they were stunning, and people would say, "Core, they're lovely." And so yeah, they were very popular. You need a YouTube of The Cause. Yeah, I mean, go have a listen. You'll probably recognize some of their songs. They covered Fleetwood Mac, I think. They covered something by Fleetwood Mac, but they played like fiddle, like the violin, and one of them was like the singer, and the other one was the drummer. So they were pretty popular. I think, yeah, they were big in the 90s, but not so much now. So I need to sort out this happy thing. Let's have a quick look in my happy docs here. Let's find cause. Nope. Okay, that's just the quickest way, rather than, even though I'm already on the documentation page, I want it happy, no cause. Using cause in happy. Okay, fine. It's easy. Roots cause true. Oh, so does that mean I can do cause false? Let's try that. That might be nice and easy. Handler, so root, maybe it's in here. Oops. I don't know. I think that's a negative. So happy.server roots cause true. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong bit anyway. I swear I got this working last night without having to do this, but maybe whoop. I was getting pretty tired. Maybe I just did some of this on autopilot. There you go. Cause false. That's what I want, and that should hopefully be running in watch mode already. Because what did I put in my npm run start? It was ts node, so yeah, it is effectively in watch mode. Wait, they were girls. Yes, they were girls. Well, 3 of them were girls. One of them was a guy. So where am I going here? Refresh. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. I want to be on here. Refresh. Fingers crossed. Loading and nothing. Okay, so failed to fetch that. Get posts from origin block. It's been blocked by the cause policy. Let's try stopping and starting it. The old turn it off and turn it back on again. Stop backend, run backend. Let's run in and refresh. Nope, didn't work. I just sipping my Dr. Pepper. That's so familiar. I know, right? They're really big in the UK. I wasn't sure if you'd heard them over in Holland. So set request no cause to fetch. Yeah, but I don't want cause disabled. I want disabled on the back end. So using cause in happy. Subject. You know what? Let's be more specific on my Google search. Happy disable cause. That's what I want. How to enable? No, I don't want to enable it. I specifically said I want to disable it. It's not sending the right cause headers. But it shouldn't have to send any cause headers, right? I turned cause off, so I should be able to hit it from any URL. Is what I'm expecting. No. Oh, what? So yeah, okay, because yeah, well, no, not really. It's both. It depends on which way you're looking at it, right? You can disable disable the requirement for cores on the API side. So in this, yeah, you sure? So if Chrome doesn't accept the call. So how about then if I went to, because it feels like then if I re-enable that mode no cores on the fetch, that in theory that should fix it since I've disabled cores on the back end, right? But I'm like, no, unexpected end of input. Because I swear I didn't have to do anything complex last night and I managed to get it working with something better. Yeah, but I don't think that is better. It's kind of masking the problem, because if we go to the network panel and look at what came back from get posts, oh no, well it got some. It did actually get something. So why is it saying unexpected end of input? Oh, maybe it's because of how I'm handling it actually. So yeah, well, yeah, you were right. Yeah, you got me. So so I did think that last night I didn't have to do this. So it's interesting. So let me get rid of that then, since it's clearly not needed, and I'm a fan of not including things that aren't needed. So what haven't I done correctly here? Wait, data.json. Is it the data.json bit? Let's have a look at the console again. Unexpected end of input on line 12. Data.json. Yeah, okay, I think that's what it is. Because what's data coming back as? Let's just quickly console. I don't even need to console.log that actually. Let's go back to here, do that, and refresh. So data, type opaque, headers, body. Let's try data.body. It's not a function, it's a stream, isn't it? So if I did text, that's going to give me a promise, which is not what I want. Oh, resolved. Okay. That's interesting. So it resolved to an empty string. That's not right. Async data any. So trying to remember how the hell what the hell I've done wrong here. So await data.json should be it doesn't help that I haven't really given it a correct type. So what's the data that's going to come back from fetch? Fetch gives me that. If I take away that any, it's just going to do an implicit any again, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. No, it's got response now. Okay, before it was I think I do have to do .json, right? It comes back as maybe not actually. Let's try doing it directly like that. I thought that I had to actually explicitly tell it was JSON because it just comes back as like raw data otherwise, right? Whoops, let's get rid of that. But then that's not right, because that's not what the response was. The response was an empty array, not an empty object. So it's done something, but that means the data that's come back isn't right. Yeah, it does sound like an empty response, but we can see in the network panel that it wasn't actually empty. I'm just going to I'm going to put this to one side. So if we look at get posts came back with an empty array. But it probably completed after, maybe, what, fetch, and then when that's completed, get data, and stringify the data. What about, let's just do console.log data.text, await data.text actually. Can I do that? I don't think I can. I think that's not going to log me what I think it's going to log. Let's just put that up a bit. So I don't even know what these manifest problems are. Main.ts that logged out empty, so the .text is nothing. Data.json presumably is an error. So if I refresh this now, yeah, I should just console.log data actually. Unexpected end of input. So just data itself is. So it's a response object, and that response object has things like headers, body, URL is empty, type opaque, redirected false. How the devil have I got that wrong? No, wait. Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, good point. I'm not sure that's going to make a difference though, right? It's still, yeah, it's still the same thing. So just, oh wait, response to OK is false, which is concerning. But it doesn't give. Oh, so what's on headers? Just a prototype for it. So URL type of redirected false status 0. That makes it sound like it hasn't actually completed. Is it something to do with? Oops. Let's get rid of that because I don't need the async anymore. What's on body? So if I remember rightly, body is actually a stream. So if I do like data.body, yeah, readable stream. So in order to actually get the data out of response.body, you've got to do .text, and that gives you a promise which returns the data on there. Nope. What's the nope for? Not that body. Do you mean? TS is lying. Oh, okay. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Oh, what? Because we actually saw in there, right? That it's. Yeah. Okay. Let's try data.body. .body. But then that's just going to give me a function. Presumably, I'm not going to be able to call it because. So I'm going to have to type this to any. Otherwise, TypeScript's not going to let me. Body is not a function. So, oops. It's a getter. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, so it is. Yeah, okay. But it's... Okay, so it gets null. Which still ain't right. So what did I do wrong here? It's definitely gotten... am I just forgetting how to do fetch? Have I done this completely wrong? It returns a promise of type response. Oh, hold on. Fetch, input, request info, and then init, request init or undefined. Is that request init? Is that of type request init? String to indicate whether the request is called. I think that is correct still. Let's, you know what, this is again where I go back to good old Google and just I'm going to validate that I remember how to use fetch correctly. So let's have a look at Mozilla, see what they tell me to do. I can click through on it on what, on here. Yeah, but then this is harder to read than what I think than the docs, which is presumably what, because I could be getting fetch from the wrong place, right? It would be the first time I've imported. No, it's not. That's very subjective. Although to be fair, I'm probably proving your point right now because I'm not reading the documentation very thoroughly. You can click through on the options. Oh yeah, I could click through on the options. That's true. So on this, requesting it. So I got the mode correct, and that was the only thing I think that I had to set a request method. So fetch, I think by default the method. But then I don't think this is the problem, right? That I think all I want to validate really is that fetch is show the different modes. Navigate, same origin, no cause or cause. So this was what got it working and returning something. And we can see it's returning something because when you look at get posts, sorry, not get posts, the developer rig, we can see get posts get executed there. So what I'm not sure about is why when it returns, we're getting something. What's the browser response? That is the browser response, right? That's an empty array, which is what I should be seeing here, but it's not. So, what am I doing wrong? Right. Well, I don't know whether I need to maybe wait until the... No, I don't need to put like a document.ready or anything on it, do I? JSON.stringify just will the tree. So if I do JSON.stringify empty array, I'll do it exactly the same way. So null 4 gives me a string that looks like an empty array. So that should be okay. But the problem is that what is coming out of data is not correct. So that data.json, that's what I'm expecting to. Let's try going back to that approach again. So that, but then that's where we got the unexpected end of input, right? Console.log data. So we did that already up here. Take a look at that. There you go. When it comes back to the response, that's yeah. Right, let's have a look at fetch response. Okay, fetch. Or actually, unexpected end of input. There you go. Let's see what. Actually, not GitHub, Stack Overflow, because I don't think it's a problem with it. A response for no calls request across origin resource has a response type of opaque. If you log the response before trying to turn it to JSON, you will see a type of opaque. It can't be read while it's opaque. This sounds about right. Opaque types is really restricted. Okay, so we can't check if it was successful or not. An error with an empty response because fetch doesn't accept responses with an empty body. Oh, you know what? It probably is. Oh no, the happy response is returning the correct. It is returning something, right? Because I got that. Happy's doing the right thing, but maybe it's to do with that no cause thing. So let's go back to main.ts in here. Let's just re-add that in because I got rid of it thinking maybe I didn't need it, but maybe I do. I don't think I actually need to stop and start the back end, but I love that compared to anything else that you could be doing tonight. Like, you know, playing games, doing your own development. You're watching me try and fail to build a Twitch extension. I did promise that I would fail at this, so I'm a man of my word. So response is still opaque. Okay. Oh, that's misleading because there are no actual errors at the moment. So let's go back to Stack Overflow. What they're telling me. Return, fetch parameters, then response.text, then result. Okay, well maybe that's interesting because I don't want to do that. Response.text I don't think gives me anything useful. Let's go back. This seems horrible. It does seem horrible. It definitely wasn't this difficult when I tried it the other day. I was messing with this, and I remember putting this in, but I don't remember having any problem with the data that came back. So I'm doing something stupid. Well, maybe not stupid, but well, you know what? you kid, but maybe RxJS is the way forward, right? Oh, when was I? No, it wasn't that. There's an RSS parser thing. So, no, it's still not that. So what did I do? Let me think. You know what I could do? I did say I deleted the code. I could get it out of the bin, couldn't I? I could go bin diving, and I could find the bit that I deleted. Let's find. I deleted the UI folder. No name matches UI. Oh, God damn it. Source UI? I don't know if I can order these by like date. But I deleted them. Let's get rid of that. Can I do this? Sort by date. Delete date last open, date added, modified, created. I get date added. It would be yesterday. Source UI. This looks promising. And source. And let's just grab main.ts. Pop it on here, and let's see what that looks like. Open it with Visual Studio Code. And okay, this is what I had. Get RSS, and I was doing a URL. Await fetch URL. And then JSON is await res.json. So that's basically the same thing. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to comment out what I've currently got. And I'm going to paste it in there. Now that's 1337. And I need that to be get posts. So the only difference here is that I'm using async await. A document output is that. Save that. There's a revert hidden in there. A revert or a revert? Let's go to here. Refresh. And that one is not working, so it's something maybe there's a let's look at what was in the, let's go bin diving again. We'll go back up and go to API. So maybe I did something different in the my previous version of the API. Yeah, I realized I could just revert, but I don't want to overwrite the one that's there, so I'm just gonna, pardon me, pop it on here and just open it with Visual Studio Code, because I'll delete them when I'm done. I deleted them so that I wouldn't be tempted to go and do this, but I'm doing it anyway. So a new happy server. I didn't add any kind of no cause thing on there, and I added a root with oh, wait up. Nope, that's not it. Never mind. So that's doing something slightly different, but that still should be okay. So there, all I'm doing, this is like a peek into the future, right? Where I'm hoping to use the RSS parser to that under the hood, that's going and fetching the data from this URL and returning a JSON object. So that gets assigned to JSON and then returned. Now that should just work, right? The only thing I haven't really got is this process on and handle rejection. I don't think that's a problem. What else have we got? Happy. Handler. I'm not doing anything with the request or anything with whatever that is. So it doesn't look like there's anything really there that should cause it to not work. So let's get back in here. I'm going to get rid of those since they weren't needed last night. They shouldn't be needed tonight. And whoops, I don't want to put that there. I want to put it here. Right. The only thing I can think of is maybe, do I have to return it as a string? I don't think I've got to return it as a string, but who knows? So I go back to get post. That's failed, full on failed, because of that cause thing. So because I've in the fetch not put the, wait a second. So last night I didn't put I like my struggles. So yeah, I didn't in the previous version. I didn't do anything about cause, which is weird because there I'm hitting localhost blah blah blah. I'm fetching against that URL. It is a local URL, so it shouldn't really need cause because, well, I guess it depends if it's on the same port. If it's classed as a different server. Yeah, the port difference gives me cause, but here I've got that's port 1337 that I was fetching from previously. Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't. It was it was a different one. It was port 626 whatever. Yeah, 62684. But the front end wasn't running on that. I don't think there was nothing I remember setting up for that. I can tell Crump shut the fuck up. There goes the family safe stream I just swore. So the question is, what did I do differently between these two? Like if I full on just grab that, well, I've already put it in actually. So if I was to then go into, wait a second, that's not right anyway, I've restored the wrong version, because if that was hitting 62684/RSS, and this was the backend before where I had port 13, that's my current version, no, API.ts. No, that's my old version. Yeah, desktop API.ts. I'm allowed one swear on a regular stream. Damn, and I just does damn count as a swear? Just because that would be a second swear. I think damn doesn't count as a swear. I'm fine. So happy.server. How do you know that as well? Wait. What banned? Banned on my first stream. Maybe I'll be famous. So I've got, that was port 1337. So this, when I deleted it, it must have been in a non-working state, which is frustrating. So what have I got here? I'm hitting localhost 1337. Let's add that no cause thing in here. Wait, what did that Stack Overflow say about that? Because it said something about the no cause making it opaque. Was that up here? Oh yeah. A response for no cause request to cross-origin resource has a response type of opaque. If you log the response before trying to turn it to JSON, you'll see a type of opaque. opaque types are listed as severely restricted. So that's why we're seeing it as opaque, so we can't do the JSON. But then that means we do want to be calling response.json. So I'm fairly sure that if I go back to this one, I need to rename that to API.ts because it's confusing me when I go and look at it. I'm going to get rid of this for now. Oh no. So I'll leave it in actually. Mode, no cause. I do want res.json, even though it's probably going to now whinge at me because wrong one. It's going to say unexpected end of input. So that's fine. The reason that that's giving me an unexpected end of input is there's something wrong, I think, with my server side. I'm going to close that because I don't need that anymore. I don't need this anymore. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. API.ts. So this is my old one. It doesn't seem like there's a huge amount. I mean, I could try just copying this in. Maybe there's something different about the response that I return from parser.parseURL. There's a distinct possibility that that is the case. If I get rid of those, I'm just going to, before I paste over the top of that, let me save that. Just go and hit that endpoint, make sure that what I get back is still an empty array. Yes, it is. Refresh this, and I fully expect it to fail. And it did fail. Okay, let's paste in completely new content. Oh, I just copied it instead of pasting it. Let's try that again. So I'm now going to have to install the RSS parser as well. So I might as well do that. Add that in here. npm install dev. Wait, hold on. Hope if I get into the API folder first. RSS parser. RSS parser's got a couple of useful methods on it. You've got parseURL, which is really useful because it's doing a fetch and then parsing it as an RSS feed for you. But you can also do. Oh, my dog is sad. What's the matter, Pickles? Is it because you want to be famous too? This is Pickles. She helps me code. So yeah, the RSS parser also has a parse string if you already have it as a string and you want to get an RSS object back. So that's installed. If I save that, let's just refresh the endpoint. So it doesn't rerun. That's annoying. So I do need to stop and start that. It looks like I've got an error. Unable to compile TypeScript because happy index it. No. Default export with ES module interrupt. Oh, okay. That's because I don't want to do that. I want to import server. See, I knew I hadn't instantiated it last night. Oh, I did instantiate it. I just did it as happy.server. Silly me. Okay, let's do that again. Is that going to automatically recompile? No, it's not. I'm going to clear the output. It'd be nice if it did that actually whenever I stop and start the back end. You know, one real benefit of Twitch streaming and talking constantly is I've got a whole big bag of bugles here, and I've eaten like only 6 of them because I'm too busy talking and I don't want to fill the stream with just the sound of me crunching. Okay, let's run that again. Is it running? No, it's still not running. But I'm not importing from. Oh, RSS parser I'm importing from as well. Can I do what was it again? Parse URL. Oh, where's my RSS parser? Parser.parse URL. Can I just do that? Oh, the parser is instantiated up there. I do need to import it. Okay, I'm going to go and update my TS config then. Do I use Discord? I have used Discord in the past. I don't generally use Discord, but I kind of feel like maybe I should, since I'm a big hotshot streamer. It can only be, so I need to set ES module interrupt to true, I believe. Again, didn't do this last night. I hate it when you do something new and the second time and it's just completely different. Oh wait, I haven't even got a TS config. Maybe that would help. Maybe that's part of this reason why I'm having issues. Maybe not. npx tsc. Actually, I've got it installed globally, so I'll just do it like that. tsc -- init. Create that. Good. I'm going to. I think this dog wants to get out. You know what? That's made my day. I'm going to screenshot that. I'm going to take a photo of that. Someone saying that I'm such a great guy, and I'm going to put it up on my wall right here next to my computer, so that whenever I'm feeling down, whenever I'm feeling imposter syndrome, I'm going to look to the left and I'm going to see Bjorn thinks that I'm a great guy. And he even swore to do it. I hope that doesn't sound like one of... I hope that doesn't count as one of my swears, because you just swore on my stream and you're going to get me banned. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to let my dog out. You'll be able to hear me anyway, because we already established that apparently my audio continues when I'm on Be Right Back. Come on, Pickles. Let's get you out the back. There you go, dog. Penny. Come on, dog. No? No? Okay. Screw it. I'm going back on. My fans need me. Hey. Yeah, well, it's... Look, we got two dogs. I got to name the first one. My wife got to name the second one. So I named the first one Penny, because I had a dog when I was a toddler called Penny. And I liked the name. And then my wife got to call the other dog Pickles, because it's a silly little name for a silly little dog. So this ES interrupt thing, I'm gonna, before I change that, I'm just gonna stop and start the back end again now that I've added a TS config, because I'm curious. Pardon me, I'm curious to see what happens. Oh, look at that! Didn't change anything in the default TS config. It's just that. Maybe it's got the... Oh, there you go. It's because the default TS config has that setting on. So that's what I was missing. I like pickles too. I'm the only person in my house who likes pickles. Not the dog. The, like, you know, pickles, like Branston pickles. So that's fixed that problem, but it probably hasn't fixed the rest of my problems. Let's hit get posts. Not found. Okay, well, I'm getting something. So out of curiosity then, so it doesn't matter that that's the return, that's the response I get. If I now refresh that, do I get... Hot damn. So, okay, that's an actual 404. I wasn't sure if it was returning a 404 JSON response from when I tried to get the RSS feed. Oh, Pickles is back. Now I need to go and close the door. I'm not going to bother with the Be Right Back, because there's no point in pressing Be Right Back if you can still hear me. Right, so where are we? So I need to fix that 404. Why is it giving me a 404? I didn't actually change any of the routes, right? Oh, I did change the routes because I'm an idiot. Did I smack the ass of the dog? No, the dog's gone over there. I closed the door. Wait, did I did that? I clapped. Accusing me of animal abuse. She's a tiny little dog. If you smacked her ass, she'd fly across the room. So we're back to the unexpected end of input. If I refresh that, I still get a 404. Oh, yeah, I'm still getting a 404 on there. I didn't stop and start the back end, that's why. That's going to get really old really fast. And you know what? I don't need to run it through here though. Now that I think of it, I'd be better off just actually, if I stop that there, I would be better off just running the back end through the terminal, because reasons, I guess. Oh no, TS Node. Yeah, so I'm just remembering now. This is one of the things that slightly annoys me about Node, is having to, even with TypeScript, having to restart it every time you make changes. I'm so used to watch mode and everything I do on the front end that I kind of want it in the back end as well. You just don't get it unless you use, I guess, something like NodeMon to do that. So for now, that should be. Let's go back to here. Refresh. Good. Okay, I've got something there. If I refresh the front end, I get nothing. Good. Well, kind of good, kind of bad. So why am I get that unexpected end of input? Let's go back to Google again. So these two answers kind of hint at like, this. I don't even want to try that. That doesn't do it for me. Let me go back to. I'm going to close some of these because I don't need them all open. So I need that one open. Don't need that open anymore. Don't need that open. Don't need that open. Do need that open. Don't need that open. Okay. So I've set that to no cause. I'm going to change that again. This is just trial and error now. I'm trying the same things I've already tried a million times in the hope that I'll get something that works. Maybe I didn't get this to working last night. Maybe I went to bed before I got it working thinking, yeah, I'll get it working tomorrow night. I definitely need that no cause in, don't I? Let's add a bucket. Okay, res.json. Let's go here and back to Google. That's that particular Stack Overflow answer ain't answering it. Let's have a look at GitHub. So I'm guessing that you probably do the same thing that I do on GitHub, which is just you scroll down until you see the first one that's got a load of upvotes. Parse JSON return response.text that then text or JSON parse. You're kidding. Good. You can catch those occurrences inside catch. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong with happy. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Yeah, it looks like the first one's the one that everyone uses. Copy pasting from GitHub or Stack Overflow is the way to do it. This top parse JSON. She's doing this.auth token store.get, which presumably is doing a fetch under the hood. Returning on then with an auth token. Check says this.parse JSON. Oh, there's a fetch there. Oh, that's returning a fetch. Headers. Oh, you know what? I am missing a bunch of headers. I don't know whether maybe that's going to make a difference. Let's add the method in as well. Let's just belt and braces this. So no, I don't need an auth token. I don't need that neither. Oh god. Don't need another. I'm missing a curly brace. There we go. Sweet. So content type application JSON mode no cause. That node cause should be up here. Okay. Let's see what happens with that. I keep going the wrong way. Should be on here. Oh, unexpected end of input. Damn it. I suspect this ain't going to happen tonight. We're at 10 o'clock, which means we're at about 11 o'clock in Holland. And Bjorn, you need your beauty sleep. I mean, I don't, because I'm beautiful already, but, you know. Yeah, I don't think I didn't notice you yesterday on the on that live stream, and you kept on checking yourself out, because as soon as your camera went blurry, you were like waving your hand in front to make sure that it would get back in focus so people could see your face and your hair. Yeah, I noticed. It's okay, I do the same thing. Right. This is gonna give me nightmares tonight, but I am gonna fix it. Hey, we got somebody else on here, and you've got some like really hard to read color on your name there. It's Haley Beanie. Hi, Haley Beanie. You joined just as I was contemplating whether I need to pack it in for the night, because I'm not doing a very good job here. I mean, I've done better than I predicted in my Twitter post about it, but right. But I'm mainly managing with help from Bjorn. And yes, Bjorn, I am calling you out. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. It's okay. I set low expectations. It's pretty hard to feel bad when your expectations are this low. And I only say this low because that's as far as my camera goes. Really, they're much lower. So, the problem we're trying to solve at the moment, Haley Beanie, is I've got to the point now where my new I gained a follower. Wait, I can't swear. I was going to swear. I can't swear. I've been told if I swear a second time, I get banned from Twitch. So hot damn, I gained a new follower. That's good. I'm pleased. Well, so that would be a first follower, unless Bjorn already beat you to it. I'm not sure I really deserve a follower. This is probably the best quality stream that you're ever going to see from me. It's all downhill from here. So, the problem that we're having at the moment is I'm doing a fetch to a local server that I wrote, and it's returning me a response according to Google Chrome. If I go to the network panel here, I've got this get posts somewhere. Get posts. And it return. Oh wait, no. What? Whoa! This has changed. See now, Haley Beanie. If I manage to fix this now, because of having to explain this to you, then you are officially my rubber ducky. And I hope you know what a rubber ducky is, because that could be taken the wrong way. If not, Bjorn, you can explain what a rubber ducky is, I assume. You don't know what a rubber ducky is? Yeah, okay. So now I feel it does need an explanation. Hopefully Bjorn can tell you. Bjorn's hurt because I implied that he was vain. It's okay, I'm vain too. It's just that, you know, I'm very open about it. So a rubber ducky is if I have a problem that I can't solve, then in order to solve the problem, I get myself a rubber ducky, or in this case, Big Daddy from BioShock, and I explain the problem to the Big Daddy. Oh my god, have you seen all the dust on this guy? Sorry, sidetracked. This guy's got loads of dust on him. I definitely need to clean him up more. But I explained the problem to my rubber ducky, and in the process of explaining the problem to my rubber ducky, I figure out the solution. So quite often, the best thing we can do to help our fellow developers in need is to just be a rubber ducky, to let them explain the problem to us. Now, I'm kind of jumping the gun because I haven't solved it yet, but I did notice something I didn't notice before, which is that get posts ain't returning anything. It's returning bugger all. That's not a swear, is it? Okay. So, what do I need to try now? So if I go to get posts on the back end, right, it's definitely returning something there. Okay, that is irrefutable. If I go to localhost 1337/get posts, I get the RSS feed from my Medium blog. If I head to the front end and I hit 1337 get posts, I get nothing. Now that's probably because I added no cause in there. So if I take this out, we get an issue. Refresh. Let's find that get posts failed, full on failed this time. Oh yeah, okay, that's because I took the no cause out. So this is the error we were getting before. My other rubber ducky, Bjorn, pointed out earlier that I needed to add the no cause thing in on the client side, so I did that. That gets rid of that first error, but what that then gives us is a what apparently is called an opaque token, not an opaque token, an opaque response. So because of the no cause thing, someone on Stack Overflow claimed that it means we can't tell whether or not the promise has resolved or not. I'm not convinced. I'm not sure. It feels like it should be a lot easier than this. Now it could just be because of the whole cause thing, right? That it's just one of those things that you want them to be on the same server, but I mean, hell, it's not. We're not like, it's not rocket science. We're not doing anything really super complicated here. So if I was it roots? I feel like cause should just be full on disabled on the back end. I don't need in any other language. I've seen this solved by adding like in Java you add a no cause. I say Java, in Java Spring you add a no cause decorator to an endpoint and that solves it. So I imagine something similar for oh no, wait, not cause true, cause false. It's the opposite of what I want. Let's stop that and start again. Let's see, maybe that's where I went wrong. Maybe all this time I was putting in true instead of false. So I'm impressed, Haley Beanie. You joined the stream and you followed me like that. I'd be curious to know what inspired you to follow my stream, having only listened to me for I assume about 5 seconds at that point. Maybe it's my rugged good looks. Because you asked. Oh, what? Because you asked. So you're bringing in. Okay, so it's Bjorn's rugged good looks. That's what it is. You saw a promo of my stream, Bjorn. Are you promoting my stream? Are you my new PR guy? Because that'd be cool. I won't pay you anything, but I'll appreciate you more. What a guy. I take back everything I said about you behind your back. Okay, so I'm running that now. Let's try this again. Get posts. Failed to load response data. Drop the follow so I can keep up to date. Okay. That's a pretty reasonable reason to follow. So that response is full on just not there. What am I doing wrong? Right, this is where we have to start Googling this stuff. Fetch cross origin example. This is going to be the Twitch stream where you get to watch me copy paste code from Stack Overflow into my app and take credit for it. So using fetch, working with fetch API. Enable cause in fetch API. It's not really enable cause, it's disable cause is what I want. Access control allow origin star. Did I add that already? Let's find out. No, I did not. Let's try adding that. I mean, it feels like adding that on the client side is a bit broken, but let's try it. You know, it's times like this where I really appreciate Angular, and not just Angular, you know, any framework that abstracts a lot of this stuff away. As soon as I start having to delve down in the weeds of Fetch, and Fetch itself is an abstraction, I just get overwhelmed with how stupid I am, mostly. I'm tempted to try Axios as well, but I don't think that's necessarily going to solve my problem. If I can't solve it in Fetch, I don't know that I can necessarily solve it with Axios either. I've never used Axios either, so that's gonna make it confusing. And then jQuery.ajax. Maybe that's what I need. I did say earlier that I might bring. Honestly, if you can cut it down to 5 minutes, this will be gold. Yeah, I don't know. Can I cut it down to 5 minutes? The promise return from Fetch won't reject on HTTP error states even if the responses need to be fought, so it will resolve normally. And will only reject on network failure. Fetch won't receive cross-site cookies. You can't establish cross-site session using Fetch. That's fine. Won't send cookies. That's fine. Find cause. Oh wait, hold up. I just saw cause. It also provides a definition for related concepts such as cause and HTTP. Cross global fetch usage. Is that like a? It's not a mini me. He's got too much of a beard. I'd be impressed if you'd made like a little. Did you use cause in your original example? I didn't. This is the thing, right? But I'm not convinced that the code I have left from the original example was actually working. I mean, I definitely got this working though. It's not this complicated. I've missed something stupid. I know I have. I didn't add these in. I didn't add that in. I'm pretty sure I didn't add that in. In fact, we can see what I added in because if I could copy this before I do it. If I undo, go all the way back, where I pasted in from the original example, that's the original example right there. Right. Let's paste the rest of that in and just comment that I'm getting like Inception. I've got several levels deep of commented out code. So that's what I had before, and then on the back end, I didn't have this cause false on there. I'm going to leave that on though because I'm not convinced I've tried this combination yet. So if I restart the back end, that is running. So back over to here, developer rig, refresh. I should probably hit that as well. So that's definitely giving me something. That's definitely giving me nothing. I wonder if it is just the. What else have I got? I mean, the front end. What port's the front end running on? 54099. Okay. And I can't run it on port 1327. Show you the original code repo. Let me try and restore it then, because I just put it all in the bin, thinking, hey, you know, who needs that anymore? Let's just. I don't want to restore it to exactly where it's going. Old. So I'm just going to drag it into here. See, you got music on here now. Read me. Read what? Sorry. Hold up. Show me the original code. I'm reading you. Stop. You're going to scroll off the bottom. Show me the original code repo. That was a cause policy issue. That's an origin issue. Not about your code. This is all server side. Read me. Read me. Show me the original code repo. That was a cause policy issue. You're going to have to explain yourself better now. What was a cause policy issue? I hate this delay thing. Cause origin is off. Cause origin is off. In here? That's what, but that's cause origin. Do you mean this bit here? Google it. Okay, I will Google cause origin. I definitely don't. I'm just used to putting like a no cause attribute on an endpoint and cause origin. Is this now where the stream turns into? Yeah. Well, so hold on. I add this. It worked last night without adding that. This is the thing, right? You might well be right, but I did try. If we go back to here, I added it. You can see that access control allow origin. I added that in before in the headers for the request. Let's add it in there. Whoops. I can't type. Let's get rid of that. Content type, application JSON, access control origin star. Yeah, but then I think with happy, that's so. If we hover over that, no cause headers. The cross origin resource sharing protocol allows browsers to make cross origin API calls. Courses require bare web applications running inside the browser, which are loaded from a different domain than the API server. Yeah, to enable, set course to true or to an object with the following options. So you've just been upgraded from rubber ducky to, I don't know what's better than a rubber ducky. A real duck? You are my real duck. To enable, set course to true or to an object with the following options: star origin, an array of allowed origin servers. The array can contain any combination of fully qualified origins along with origin strings containing a wildcard character or a single star origin string. Okay, let's try that. This sounds like it might be... can I do that? No? No, it's an object, sorry. And that object has nothing. Shit, what was it again? Oh no! I don't swear. Max age. So it's literally just origin. Oh, like that. TypeScript not helping. No, TypeScript is not helping. Origin star. Let's try that. Stop. Start. Dr. Pepper. Shit is not a swear. Oh, good. Shit. Okay, it's running. No, it's not. Oh, cause origin must be an array. There you go. Now it's an array. Okay, it's running. Moment of truth, and I went to the wrong window. Ah, it didn't work. You misled me. You said it was going to work. You promised me. Do I need to... I mean, do I need that on the client side, do you reckon? Sorry, buddy. Look, it's the same one. Blocked by cause policy. Oh, wait, it's not the same one. It's present on the request. No access control allow origin header is present on the requested resource. But it is. Access control. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I thought that's what that's adding. Computer set. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. It's what it says, but I thought that's what this is supposed to do. An array of allowed origin server settings. Access control allow origin. The array can contain any combination of fully qualified origins along with origin strings containing a wildcard character. Yeah. All right. How about if I change that explicitly to localhost blah 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 blah? I mean, the wildcard should be enough, right? But I could add that in as well, just out of curiosity. Can I do that? I think. Nope. See now, because your nope is coming like 30 seconds after I said something, I don't know what it is you're saying nope to. What I need is to get you on here, and we'll do some proper pair programming. Actually, I kind of like that because I want to try out Visual Studio's got this inbuilt pairing where you get 2 cursors, and it's supposed to work really nice. So the header, of course, is not passing. Well, it's not, but maybe what I need to do is Google happy allow, what was it again? Access control allow origin. Check my response header. Good idea. Good thinking, Batman. Just give it a refresh and then check. Okay, post. Wait, what? Something else is failing as well. Manifest.json. Response. That's because it's getting a request headers is there, but no response because it's 4 of 4. Was it? No, failed. Just full on failed. Oh, it's because I stopped it. That's why. Because I'm an idiot. Ah, no. Now it's just not even starting. What have I done there? Cannot specify cause origin star together with other values. Okay, that makes sense. So the start is sufficient. Save, restart, go headers in Chrome. I'll go headers in Chrome as soon as I can get it running again. Oh, you mean, sorry, in here? Well, okay, I can do it in there. I think you mean in there anyway. Access control expose headers? No. I think no, it's full on not doing it, is it? Response headers does not contain that access control. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Do I need to? Oh no. No. Alright. What, in the other one? Yeah, okay, I'll go in the other one as well. Oh yeah, of course, because there wouldn't be any cause thing on there, would there? I'm going to get you swearing at me again, aren't I? Because I'm moving from screen to screen too quickly. Please don't swear. I can't stand the thought of you being angry at me. Failed again. But so it's not showing me any response headers because it's just saying failed to load response. So I've got the request headers, but that's not gonna. This is what it's like to work with me, and you're on a 30-second delay too. So I think we lost Haley. Set the request mode to no caused effect. I don't want to reset that though. Right, I'm gonna go with control allow origin is wrong. Yeah. Well, it's saying that there's no header present on the requested resource. So what I want to do is check the happy documentation to see if so happy enable cause, because it wouldn't be the first time tonight where the TypeScript's kind of led us down the wrong path a little bit. So here we've got right origin star headers authorization no. I say his credentials true. So whoops, that we're doing the same way. And hey, my wife's home. So the roots. Please make sure you're not crazy. Check your current happy roots in cause. Yeah. So let's have a look at the cause. So the roots, we don't have to add anything on the roots specifically according to the docs. What we've got to do is say roots cause, which is an object which has origin. Hello, wife. Hi. Beyonce says hi. Bjorn's a guy I met at Angular Connect, and he's been pair programming me with a 30-second delay.
Nice.
So I think that looks right to me. Right, we look at roots, cause, origin. My wife's name is Stacy. You're not allowed to see Bjorn because he's an incredibly beautiful man. Huh?
Where's he from?
Holland.
Okay.
Hi, Stavey from Holland. Stacy. You need to. There you go. He's corrected himself. So origin is correct. You're not retarded. You've just obviously got fat fingers like me. So yeah, that looks correct. And then of course for a single root we can add the cause property to root to options object. Let's try that. Cause true, so or you can pass it as an object with properties. Okay, let's try adding it on the root itself rather than doing it on all roots, because it kind of feels like that's the way I would want to do it anyway. Well, maybe not for this API, because I don't need cause for any of them. So what was it again? Server.root and then options. So I need to add options onto here. Paste that in. Let's try that. Save. Stop it and start it. You can see the Chrome error in a bit. Hold up, where are we? That's the current Chrome error. No access control allow origin header is present on the requested resource. If an opaque response serves your needs, set the request mode to no cause. And that's what we were doing before, right? Setting it to no cause, but then the problem there was that then when we actually tried to call response.json, that's when we got the unexpected end of input. So refresh that, and same problem. So it's just failing again. Man, so I don't know if this is a problem with... It seems like it's a problem with Happy. Maybe I'm using Happy wrong. That's entirely possible. Or maybe it's an actual bug. It wouldn't complain about no cause if it would be set properly. So I can set it on the front end. I can set the no cause on the front end, but cause has to be set on the back end, right? Cause is it's up to the API to decide whether or not you're allowed to make requests from another domain. It would be crazy if you were, as a client, able to say, "Hey, I want to talk to your API, even though I'm not on your domain." So you're right, it is an interplay, but you can't, as a client, I can't sort of talk to an API on, say, Facebook that is supposed to only be called from Facebook. I can't just set a header or set in my request. I can't just set that and say, "Hey, yeah, I'm allowed to talk to your API." It's up to the API to allow that. So either to allow requests from another domain, right? You can tell Chrome to disable cause. So how do I tell? Yeah, I can. Let me just try that then. But then I think that's just going to do the same thing that I think it's going to do the same thing. Let me just bear with me 1 second. All right. Oh, hey, I know what I can do. I can put you on Be Right Back when you can still hear me, and then I can mute you. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So I don't know whether you could hear me at that point. If you did, you heard me being all mushy with my wife. So we were, yeah. So the so if you reckon I could disable it in Chrome, right? So I assume that's going to be in settings. I would say. Console extensions sources. Run Chrome without cause. Hold up, I'm going to switch to, nope, not there. I'm going to switch to there and click on there. There. Why is it not opening up? Oh, what? So I've actually got to open Chrome and pass in the disable. Oh God. Yeah. So I mean, I guess for the purposes of proving whether or not it would work, if we sort the cause issue out, that's fine. Let me just. So I need to run that in the terminal. Okay, let's try that then. Copy that. Let's start up. New terminal. What am I doing? Nope, not that. Item and paste. Disabled web security. Let's bring that down here. Whoops. No. Maximize. Bring that down here. I'm going to get so confused as to which windows I'm using. Right, let's grab that. Go over here. And paste. Oh my god, it works. Okay, so you were right again. But that isn't a solution, right? So so the fact that we can disable cores on the client side in the with the browser, that's proving that I think that it's an issue on the happy config. Yeah. Oh yeah. We've proved that cause is definitely the issue, and I think that it was a pretty safe bet. But I can't figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong there then, because I'm setting up a new server. Let me take this back to. This can be both front or back end. It could be either. I feel like it's more likely that I'm doing something wrong with happy, but so we've got server.root search. Hold on, creating a happy server. Origin. Let's go back to the actual happy docs. I might have to solve this tomorrow, I think, because I just can't see. Well, actually no. Let's give it another 20 minutes and see how I get on. Happy. Happy documentation. Dev. There you go. Tutorials. Let's take a look again at the. You know what? I could also downgrade. Just in case it happens to be a bug with that'd be just my luck. My first stream and I'd have like a bug in one of the libraries that I'm using and spend all night debugging it. Let's hope it's not that. So let's just check that I'm setting up the server correctly in case I'm doing something stupid there. So require happy server equals essentially that's it. So we're doing a new server, but theirs is happy.server. They're calling a function rather than newing it up with an instance of it. So that's where because this isn't newing anything up, right? I guess it depends on whether it probably doesn't actually matter if it's not internally, if it's not using a context of this. I guess it depends. But then await server.start, that obviously is working. So let's have a look at their. Where's it going to be? Under routing, I guess. Let's see if we can find any reference to cores in here. Nope. Have they got a search anywhere here? They do not have a search. Use authentication. It's not really an authentication thing, is it? No. Cookies, login, Express, migration, no. Maybe I should try Express. Server methods. No. What's happy cores? Enables cores for a happy.js app based on config. Wait a second. I haven't installed this. Could it be as simple as not having installed this extension? Because if I'm not seeing anything in the docs for it, this is someone else's blog post. And that was January last year. Here's my bet. The difference between your experiment and the current, you've decided to use a cool port that is accidentally blocking your current ports. You know what? Maybe. I've used it. No, but my... yeah, no, I didn't use 1337 in my experiments. Maybe. Because I'm using a cool port. Alright, hold up. Let's have a look then, because if I look at... no, I didn't want Finder. I wanted the desktop. If I open up that source, not that one. Ah, shit, because I already moved that out, didn't I? It's API.ts, should be in here. Just open that again. That was my old one anyway, so I used 1337 in my last one. Although I could have, it's very possible that I changed that and never tested it or got it working at that point, because I went to bed halfway through doing all this last night. But the other thing is whether or not cores is part of core happy. So what's the issue? You reckon the port is the issue? Whoops. Control-Shift-T. No, but I'm not running the old one. I'm not, yeah, but I'm not, that's what you're looking at there. This is the old version of, so let me rename this, because this should just be API.ts. If I go back to API, change this to API.ts, and I'm going to change my package.json to run API.ts, just to make it clearer. Do that. So we've got the new one and the old one. Let me just close that. This is the old one. This is the new one. They're not both running. This just shows that it was. So, well, they shouldn't both be running. What did your front end connect to and from? So my front end. This is where kind of I'm not entirely sure what was going on, because if I go to the front end, previous front end, and I don't think this was in a working state, but if I look at main.ts, wherever it is, oh, okay, again, I've got to drag that back into here. So that was hitting that port there, 62684, there's no way that would work because the back end was, according to the old version of this file, was running on port 1337. So I think the state that they were in when I deleted everything was a non-working state because it couldn't have, it just wouldn't have hit it full stop. So it is entirely possible. If I go to here, let's just pick that port number, right? Is it now? Is it really? Huh. Okay, let's try that. This is going to be some weirdness to do with the developer rig then, maybe. Because that's the other thing is I've changed to running it in there instead of running it in the rig. Let's start running in the rig. Just check that it gets running. Yes, it's running okay, and it's running on port. So this is a different port. This is 56284, which is remarkably similar, but not quite the same. So let's just go into the front end and hit that URL 56284. This is why is it hilarious? This is incredibly stressful. So this is the one where we know it works because we disabled web security, and this is the one where it should be working but it's bloody not, and it's doing nothing because get post is failing. So I think what I need to do is have happy, get rid of happy and try it with express or some equivalent. There's got to be some reason, unless there's any endpoint, you know, of any API out there that doesn't require that allows requests from any endpoint. In fact, you know what? I know exactly which endpoint I should be hitting. Oh man, API, is it API generator? It's not API generator, it's a mock API. Mocky, RealityTB mocking. I'm pretty sure this allows requests from anywhere, right? So I'm gonna I don't want to generate a custom response. Maybe it's not mocky. There's is it mockapi.io? One that just gives you a bunch of endpoints. Simple data modeling, get started. Nope, I don't want to sign up to anything. It's Mockun. There are loads of these. Jesus, I don't want to download anything. Somewhere there is a mock API that will give me a bunch of accepting calls requests on Mocky. Yeah, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. If I go back to Mocky, right? Where do I want the URL for just calls pre-flight requests will automatically accept for any origin. Yeah, that's fine, but how do I, what's the URL for hitting? Do I just do that? Oops. I don't want to put anything, I just want to do v2 to type hello world. Fine. Hello. Fine, let's do that. Oh, I didn't even spell hello right, but okay. Okay, well maybe that's exactly what I should be doing. So if I go and change this, oh god, but screw it, I just hit copy instead of paste. I hate my life. Comment that out. New line. Let URL equals blah blah blah. 2 hours of, you know what? I'm going to save this stream, and I'm going to use it as a warning message to anyone that that everything's development is just easy, right? Whenever you say something's going to be easy, and it's not. So that returned something. Preview, it came back with that. Uncaught unexpected H in JSON. Right, okay, perfect. That's because it's actually returned. So it's definitely a cause issue. Why is my life so horrible? Where's Mocky? There it is. Let's go back. Let's put some better response in there. If I put hi, oh no, not like that. Hi, Bjorn. Is it? So your username is like that, presumably to tell people to, you're turning the stream into a talk about cause. Is that you have been turning it into a talk about cause, or you're planning on turning it into a talk about cause? Yeah, so you do that so that people will pronounce your name correctly, but it's really spelled that way. Shouldn't it have an umlaut though? I'm not sure whether it's called an umlaut in Dutch. Whoops. Generate my HTTP response. Generate my HTTP response. Give me my HTTP response. Where is it? No umlaut, okay. Good to know. Oh, whoops. That's a usability issue right there. Just keep updating up here and I didn't spot it. So I'm going to go back to here, paste that in there, save, and moment of truth. Oh my god. So, what we've basically learned in 2 hours of debugging and faffing about is that either I don't know how to make cross-origin requests work in Happy, or Happy busted. And for all you know what, I'm just going to check something, because with my luck being how it is, npm Happy has probably been published since last night, like a new version, and it's got a bug in it. I'll be the first one. No, published 14 days ago. It's fine. Yeah, Cause is a bitch. Okay, well, that's probably the point to sign off. I'm going to recap though, because I should definitely. You're tweeting this stream, please do. I'm going to delete this video and forget it ever happened. So I'm going to recap quickly what we covered, the important bits of what we covered, because most of it was just cause. We covered that the Twitch developer rig is quite useful, that to create a Twitch extension you pretty much just need a HTML file called panel and an HTML file called config, and if you want to then serve up content from elsewhere, you can provide a backend, and you can run both the front end and back end through the rig. The back end, it doesn't necessarily matter if you run it through the rig. I think we ran it fine just through the terminal, but I should just redo the stream. In fact, I'm going to keep this last bit, and that's going to be the entire stream. And then the front end, when you start that up, that allows you to then create this extension view inside of the developer rig. You refresh that and you should get, there we go, hi Bjorn, and there's my config panel. But if you need to debug it in more detail, as we've been doing all evening, you can open that same URL up in Chrome and see exactly what's going on there. So I think that pretty much covers all the useful stuff. There was some other potentially useful stuff around setting up TypeScript and so on, but my brain is leaking out my ears right now, so I'm going to have myself another bugle, and I'm going to decide what I'm streaming about next time. Maybe I'll continue with the Medium articles extension. but I've kind of soured on the whole idea now because of the cause issue. I'm just going to go back to doing mobile app development that doesn't do any API requests to anything else. The other thing I'm thinking of doing, which figure out the I know, right? The other thing I'm probably going to do is some tutorials. I think specifically like Angular state management stuff. Nothing complicated. There are loads of tutorials out there, but there's not many tutorials with this face. So the world needs more of that. So I'm going to do my my simple ABCs of NGRX at some point soon. So, Bjorn, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for helping me debug this. Couldn't have done it without you. And if you want to pair program at some point, it would be a lot easier if we don't have a 30-second delay. Also, thank you for promoting my stream. Go get some beauty sleep. Oh, don't tweet this for fun. This isn't fun. Wait, but there isn't even a recording of it, right? Oh, there'll be one on YouTube. Oh god, there'll be a horrible long one on YouTube. It's going to be... Yeah, we'll figure out. I think there's a setting I can do to lower it. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks again for joining me. It's been fun. We'll do it again sometime. And I'm going to go to my title screen and sign off.